I have heard Minister Mbandi speak about increasing the allocation of Jaramogi Odinga Hospital to 3 billion. I have heard Honorable Opio Wandai, Mr. Speaker, speaking about how much money he has put for electrification of his rural area in Nyanza region, Mr. Speaker. He has even said that the money that they have gone to borrow on behalf of Kenya has gone to his region. Majority of the people who have benefited are his region. So, Mr. Speaker, we want to tell these people that when you are a minister and you are increasing the allocation to Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Hospital, what about Coast General Hospital? What about Coast General Hospital? Have you forgotten, Mr. Mbandi, that you are also a minister for the Coast region? Yes. What about this man called Opio Wandai? When you say you've gone to borrow money on behalf of the entire Kenya to take to Nyanza, what about Tana River County? What about the Coast region? What is wrong with you people?
During the impeachment process of Rigathi Gachagua, one of the top accusations that was there is that Rigathi Gachagua was corrupt. The second one was tribal. Now, I want to talk about tribal part in this video here today. Why was Rigathi Gachagua called tribal? Simply because he talked about the interests of the Mount Kenya region. And I even did a video categorical to tell people that Rigathi Gachagua cannot be blamed for that. Why? Every person who wants to be politically relevant, you have to go back to your home, campaign based on their interest to get the backyard and the strength to be in government or even to vie for any seat, any top seat in the country. So Rigathi Gachagua, in 2022, he campaigned under William Ruto. The party was under William Ruto. So going to government, everything was under William Ruto. But he realized later on his influence is going down, so he went back to the people. Basically to campaign and eventually get the people around him so that he can get the powers to bargain and even push for projects while within government. Then now he was branded to be a tribalist. A tribalist in the sense that he's talking about the people of the mountain alone. People argue that Rigathi Gachagua should not be talking about the people of the mountain, yet is the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. And I agree, it's okay. But now, it is a unique case in this time, right, in the broad-based government, that the cabinet secretaries appointed to serve the entire country are basically talking about projects in their region. They're only conducting visits to their regions. They're only talking about the allocations to their region, which should not be the case under the government, especially when you are a cabinet secretary. So you realize that other communities without cabinet secretaries feel segregated. As we speak today, Raila Amolo Odinga's cabinet secretaries, those who are appointed and nominated to government, and those people who are called experts have turned to be tribal. And on this video here today, I'm going to take you through that. But before I do that, please, if this is the first time you're watching my videos, kindly make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. My name is Abel Mokwa. Please let me give you 2 seconds to subscribe, then we proceed. Thank you so much for subscribing. May God bless you. Now, let me proceed. As you heard clearly from Danson Mungatana, also listen to this gentleman called Boni Halwale.
This is arrogance of the highest level. Did you hear yesterday, my brother from Kitui, the day before, the minister saying, whereas in the last budget, the Jaramogi Hospital could only access 300 million from Professor Nyong, now that he is Minister for Finance, in this budget, the hospital will be given 3 billion shillings. Is that what we want to allow as the working of the Constitution? We must say no, so that we protect smaller communities, unlucky communities that do not have a minister. The minister of the national government at the Treasury is not the minister for any community, leave alone the Luo community. He must serve us equally.
That is a clear indication that it is not just the common man experiencing it. Even leaders have started experiencing some form of discrimination from the way things are done from the cabinet secretaries. Ladies and gentlemen, these secretaries only visit their homes most of the time. Unless they are called when there's some crisis in Kisii here, for instance, that's when you can see Opio Wandai coming. Unless they are called in other parts like Kwale, or unless President William Ruto has gone there for a campaign, that's when you will see them. Unless you've seen a certain thing that has happened, that's when they'll go to a certain place. But without that, they are constantly in their regions, consolidating votes for President William Ruto and taking projects there as they forget the rest of the country. Then we come outside and say this is broad-based. If you listen to the question that Sifuna is raising here, Sifuna is asking now, who are those? Now, if like now you just talk about your region because you are a Luo, what about now as Luyas who are maybe now Sifuna now referring to him as a Luya? Who will fight for them? Who will take electricity to their region? And we have to accept the fact that in the Luya region, it's where there are high rates of poverty as we speak today. There are high rates of poverty and illiteracy, and these are places that needs investment in terms of education, areas that need a lot of connectivity, last mile connectivity. But you realize that the governor, the government, and also the cabinet secretary are just focused to their region to impress people and gather votes for President William Ruto, which should not be the case. Now, if you also consider, as we speak today, the president also is visiting those regions and giving huge projects to that region, those regions. So meaning that there's influence from the government through the cabinet secretaries to their regions. And we realize that those other parts of the country without cabinet secretaries or with just small cabinet secretaries like gender and staff, they don't benefit. Let me take you back to another person called Migosi Ogamba. Julius Migosi Ogamba is the cabinet secretary for education. Most of the time I see him here in Kisii. I haven't seen him in Butere. I haven't seen him in Kakamega. I haven't seen him in Trans Nzoia. I only see him in Kisii, then goes to Nairobi, announcing of results. That is it. We want these people to come to the grassroots, just like Matiang'i used to do. Move across these parts of the country and see how kids are learning in under trees in Turkana. People are lacking classrooms there. But because these cabinet secretaries are not interested on that, they're just focused on their regions. They're just selfish and lazy to move around. They only focus on one place where they can get votes for William Ruto. And that raises the question of Kenya changing in any near future. If the president does not push for such kind of things to change, who will be able to do that? Now, if Rigathi Gachagua was impeached based on those things, like tribalism, why is it that these people are still in office? And if they're still in office, what are some of these lessons that we can learn from there? Number one, Gachagua was impeached unfairly. Why? The politicians simply used what they felt like can be able to appeal the public that they're doing the right thing. Simply just to pass information to the public that what you are doing is basically constitutional. He's a tribalist. They ended up to vote him out. Yet, they are all tribalists as we speak today. Because nobody is gaining in the country, more especially on those people who do not have cabinet secretaries or are not allied to President William Ruto closely. As we speak today, if you go and see what is happening in places like Turkana, no development projects that are going there, high rates of corruption, and you realize that a governor's home costing almost $1 billion is being constructed while people don't have homes, don't have houses, don't have roads, they don't have security. That is the problem of tribalism that is being expressed by, or maybe shown by some of these leaders. If we had a cabinet secretary interested to see Kenya change, we could have seen him. For instance, if a devolution cabinet secretary, we could have seen him in Turkana. We could have seen him there. But they're not going there. They don't go there because they are tribalists in mind. Then we castigate Rigathi Gachagua for being a tribalist. That is very wrong. And starting from today, it's ideal that most of the people in the country as we speak, they don't take politicians seriously. I was doing an interview yesterday with some of the politicians in another channel called Cyprian TV. And I asked a politician, is it true that Simbarati constructed the 128 classrooms that he was saying in 1 year? He said that treat what the politicians say as politics. Imagine there were no classrooms. Yet Simbarati was saying it now and then. So you ask yourself, who should we really rely on as far as the things that are happening in the country, development, are concerned? My name is Abel Mukwa. Please let me know in the comment section what you think. And if you're with me that these people should also quit office, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching.